Charles?
Sir, ready, sir. நீங்க பேசுங்க. நீங்க
Kanishkan sir. Kanishkan sir அதே
sir,
Kanishkan sir.
அவரு ready, sir. நீங்க பேசுங்க. நீங்க
Kanishkan sir. Kanishkan sir அதே Kanishkan sir உங்க ஆடியோ ஆன் பண்ணிக்கங்க. Kanishkan sir.
Hello?
Charles.
Sir,
கேக்குதா?
okay sir.
அவ்வளவுதான் சார். கேக்குது சார். இப்ப கேக்குது.
Please move this window away from the shared application ல இருந்து ஒரு மெசேஜ் வருது.
என்ன சார்?
சார்.
என்ன சார்?
Please move this window away from the shared application னு வருது.
எஸ்கேப் கொடுத்து பாருங்க சார்.
எஸ்கேப் கொடுங்க சார். எஸ்கேப். போயிச்சா?
போயிடுச்சு.
அவ்வளவுதான். நீங்க இப்ப பிரசன்ட்
மறுபடியும் வந்துருக்குது.
நீங்க இப்ப பவர் பாயிண்ட் மேல கிளிக் பண்ணுங்க. பவர் பாயிண்ட் மேல.
ரெட் லைன் வந்து ப்ளீஸ் மூவ் திஸ் விண்டோ அவே ஃப்ரம் தி ஷேர்ட் அப்ளிகேஷன்ங்கிறது வந்துட்டே இருக்குது.
சார் அத அப்படியே டிராக் பண்ணிட்டு போய் கீழ வச்சிருங்க.
கீழ வச்சிரோணுமா?
டிராக் பண்ணிட்டு கீழ போடுங்க.
அவ்வளவுதான். அப்புறம் ஷேர் ஸ்லைட் ஷோ
அப்படியே ஸ்கிரீனுக்கு கீழ கொண்டு போயிடுங்க சார். அதுக்கு அந்த yellow லைன் சுத்தி வருதுல. இப்போ கீழ வச்சு இப்ப ஸ்லைட் ஷோ போட்டுங்க.
அடுத்து போதான்னு பார்க்கறேன். ஓகே சார். நீங்க ஸ்டார்ட் பண்ணுங்க.
சார் சார்லஸ்.
சார் நான் ரெடி, ஸ்ட்ரீமிங் ஆயிட்டு இருக்கு. யூடியூப்லயும் போயிட்டு இருக்கு. எல்லாமே ரெடி சார். You can start it now.
Good afternoon all. Welcome to another session. Interesting session. You can see one elephant is standing there, and the elephant is made up of granite. That is what I heard from the speaker. And it was 65,000, no sir?
65 lakhs.
Or 65 lakhs. 65 lakhs. The cost of the granite elephant is 65 lakhs. So you can just imagine the value of granite. And that is the topic of today's session. This session is taken by Shri.B.Kanishkan, who has retired as director in Geological Survey of India, Ministry of Mines, Government of India. Shri.Kanishkan sir is well known. Actually, granite means Kanishkan sir. As far as we know, everywhere we go, if someone talks about granite, they will definitely refer the name of Shri.Kanishkan sir. That is what Kanishkan sir and granite is put together. You can see. And, Shri.Kanishkan sir was an alumni of Presidency College. He has did his PhD, undergraduation and post-graduation from Presidency College, Chennai. And also he did his MBA immediately as soon as he completed the MBSc. So he took his career in state government as a field geologist in 1972. And he has joined GSI as geologist from 1975 batch. And he has retired as director. So he has instructed me to give a very brief introduction. So I will just cut shorting everything and just going to one or 2 points now. Kanishkan sir is a popular person, I said in the field of granites and its commercial aspects. And the title is also use the same geological and commercial aspects of granites. Kanishkan sir has joined TAMIN, Tamil Nadu Minerals, on deputation from GSI. So he was almost worked in some granites in most of his service. And after his retirement, he was worked as a GM in Pallava Granites, and he was an independent director in board of TAMIN. He still remains a board of director. So presently he is actually transferring his knowledge to a thesis. That is, he is doing PhD here in our college. So he want to transfer all his knowledge to a printed book. So it should be useful for the future generation. That's what the idea is. And he has published more than 30 papers on commercial granites alone, and geo-environment and tsunami, etc. So all this thing he has established so far. Dr. Kanishkan is an excellent speaker. He can handle things in at any stage. If you call now, we can handle a new session. So with these small words, I conclude my introduction, and I request our esteemed presenter, Shri Kanishkan sir, to give a lecture on the geological and commercial aspects of granites. Sir, please.
Thank you, Gautam sir. It's a pleasure to meet you all in this webinar. Thank Mr. Charles for giving me this opportunity, being the organizing secretary. And see, we are very well just looking for an opportunity like our many of our resource persons were 2 days they have spoken, and followed by me another 2 days. It's going to be one of the wonderful the spectrum of people who are going to share their knowledge which they have gained over more than 30-40 years of experience to the students. It is a wonderful thing which we lacked when we are studying in the colleges. It's a privilege, at least Mr. Gautam has understood, and he has just asked us to share our knowledges, because maybe you are good in academics, but we are going to infuse you the practical aspects of different fields, especially. And I will start on the subject on the geological and commercial aspects of granite. The picture you are seeing is the elephant, life-size elephant, which is carved out of Charnakite rock. So you have almost 3 elephants we have made in Pallava, and it each cost around 65,000 lakhs of rupees. You just imagine such a boulder, if you could just break and sell as a rough stone, it will not fetch more than a lakh or so. But once you make it a value-added product, you imagine even the elephant will not cost that much. So that is the fundamental thing which we need to understand, and what is the potential of these granites. Let me start with the slides. See, I have made 7 parts, and out of that, first part is the employment potential for geologists in commercial granite industry. See, my speech for today is the almost you need to superimpose with the Dr. Nathan's speech on the evolution of this granite rocks and geology of Tamil Nadu. So he had just explained excellently the different terrains and different rock types, Darwar, Craton, and so many things, which is a wonderful thing. And in that, you need to superimpose my speech. Then only you will appreciate the value of your this thing, and especially the granite deposits, which have got a significant geological attributes, which many people may not understand. See, we know southern granite terrain, we have got a lot of granite deposits, as explained by Dr. Nathan, and the commercial value as a dimension stone is known since late 60s. And in this context, we need to appreciate, we are all geologists. We were doing mapping right from even forefathers, for all people, but we are marked as linear bands, dikes, tollerite dikes, or something marked as a granite, say Sankari granite, or this thing, every granite bodies throughout the country. But the acumen of the entrepreneurs in the 60s, they thought, what is this material? Why don't you try these things at the back? I need to explain the importance of these entrepreneurs. They took these samples to foreign countries, because in those days, the black granite of this ebony of Sweden and petit of Belgium and the South African black granites were used for making the tombstones and memorials. They found, why don't we try this sample? They have taken some samples from Punnam area, dolerites and other things, and they have polished and found the buyer, the people who are making the memorials, they took a lot of interest. Immediately, they told, where did you collect this sample? And they have just started exploring it. In this context, I need to mention Dr. Veeramani, Mr. Badrinaran, and others. They are all in different field. One advocate, they're all in different field, but they have given the exposure to the granites, commercial value of these granites. We need to, today it is expanded like anything. If you just go to the anywhere in the world, Indian granites are the best. So we need to respect them. And the granite bodies are more than 40 decades. People have started exploiting it. So the art of commercial exploitation also totally changed. Originally, it started with the chisel and hammer. Now I will show you some of the photographs and other things. The main focus is the significance of this study is not included in. The thing is, most of the people are not aware that has got a value for this commercial granite. It is not included in the curriculum of our geological courses. This is the main pity of the thing. So much 40 more than 40 decades people are exploiting it, but no details are available. I don't know whether anything is included, because even our people are telling there is no book on commercial granites. This is a part I find there is a gap area which you need to fill up, and I have taken a lot of efforts, and I have visited more than 1,000 quarries and examined in detail in almost in all parts of the country as well as in abroad, and so many quarries, and did a detailed mapping, and come to a logical conclusion. There is a geological link between the dimension stone and the quarrying and the exploitation of the granites, which other two were not unknown to them. So next is the job opportunities for geology students. I need to explain in the it starts from the graduation level itself. It's a good employment granite quarries spread across. There are more than 1,000 quarries in Tamil Nadu itself, and you just imagine, and quarries spread across the southern states. Imagine Karnataka, Andhra, and other places also. So many quarries are working. So what is the nature of the job for a geologist in the beginning is, if you just take up the any quarry, you will be posted as the quality inspector, because every buyer requires an inspector to certify the block. So inspector is the thing who will just inspect the quality of the material, each and every block, and finally the defective things have to be marked on the block and the rectification to be done. This is a very important job, because once you lose anything in that, then the price will also be, because the importer will lose heavily. So this is a very responsible post, that inspector, and many have come up in this thing. A lot of people, if you go to the Yarrow granites, more than 20, 30 geologists are there. They are all just because they don't have quarries. They mark the blocks from different areas and they will supply. And this is one of the Yarrow granites, one of the leading granite factory in Osur. So all these people, more than 20, 30 geologists, they employ in that. So this is one aspect where even with the graduation level, you can start. And yes, MSc or graduation with a good mapping experience, you can go for a consultant in selecting the areas based on the structural style and the petrological characters, and the regional geology is a very important. So this is one aspect, because every stage of operation, the advice of geologists is required. In those days, people were very vague in operating the quarries. Simply they told whatever the defects which they see on the top, it will all disappear in the depth. But now most of the quarries have gone depth, and many have failed because of lack of geological understanding and knowledge. So there also you can just employ every stage, you can plan and execute. Deposit characterization is very important at every stage of operation. Some of the see in our granite group, we have got a WhatsApp. Many people are geologists. They are owning quarries, and some are leading people. They are having a big this thing in the industry, and without naming, they are all started with a small fry, and they have opened the quarries and they are successful. This is one thing. You can become a trader. You can become a officer, and see, and fewer of them of the agents of the overseas buyers, because most of the Chinese buyers or Japanese buyers or European buyers, they want some agents. If you catch hold of an agent and you are a qualified geologist, the value is added, value addition is there. So you can be an agent if you get an opportunity and mark the blocks, and they will pay in dollars for each volume of blocks you export when this thing. So there are some people they have signed in that field also. These are the things I need to explain, because first you need to catch the minds of the youngsters. There is a potential for a job, because you cannot, because more than 1,000 people are coming out in the postgraduate level itself in Tamil Nadu, and getting a job in the government is almost very more than a IAS, UPSC exams, more competitive. That is the thing that you forget about it. You can also generate employment. Now, if you join quarry and work as any level and the thing, and you can write the mining exams also. You can become a first start with mining mate. That's only an interview. After that, second class mines manager you can write, because your English is good and you can understand, and you can become a second class manager. With experience, you can become a first class manager. Many of the time in geologists have turned become a first class managers. Even post retirement, they get a good opportunity to work in the quarries. And these are the things, openings for a geologist in quarries. Geologist with MSc qualification, 5 years experience. In addition, if you are a MSc qualified person, 5 years experience in the field are considered as the qualified person to prepare the mining plan schemes for quarries and mines once in 5 years. Once in 5 years, we need to prepare the mining plans or the schemes. And that is mandatory and for grant of mining lease. In this context, Kumaruru is one of the expert in the Tiruvallur district, and they will approve the mining plans, and they will just see. Without the mining plan and approval, you cannot get the leases also. In addition, some have become, many of the people have become the NABARD national this thing, the environmental this thing. They have become the accredited consultants. They make very good money in the getting the environment clearance. Slowly, you can just the openings are plenty, because environment, geology, everything they are interlinked. So you can do better things with your knowledge and experience. You can become a trader. You can become a mine owner or anything. More than 1,000, I can say, more quarries are in operation, and visualize the hidden job opportunities in this field. There is a potential starting from graduation level. That is the thing I want to focus in this. Next, I'll just do the part 2, that is on the focal theme and background information, because many people may not aware the value of the commercial granite. I'll just show you a glimpse about the quarries, processing units, and finished products. Then I will go to the geological aspects. First, you can see that there is a logical link we need to understand, because if you understand the whatever Dr. Nathan has told, the tectonic evolution and the terrain evaluation, everything has got a bearing on the commercial exploitation of the quarries. Because most of the quarries may be small, but each quarry is suppose that signature of the terrain, this thing, tectonic effects are well seen in the quarries, and many have failed also. This is the thing, that is where the lack of knowledge and understanding. Some people make money, good money by their fortune, but it is not so the thing. So we have done a lot of exercise. Emphasis is important. The main thing is the geostructural individual granite deposit is very important, because we should be a hard rock geologist with the experience in mapping, and with experience with this, you microscopic, I mean the micro level observations in quarries, because ultimately the end product is a monument or a slab. If you just what is happening is, if you cut the slabs, the minute cracks will appear on the surface of the after polishing, when you with heat, so much of heat generation with the buffer and other things. So also the monuments, even a mole or a crack, if it comes, it has got a sentimental value. So they require only clean material. They pay very well, good price. So naturally their expectations also very high. So this is one thing. Terrain-wise deposit characterization of black granite dikes formed in Tamil Nadu. Yeah, I have done it, and that is based on the work of Dr. Nathan. He has done in the North Arcot district and other things. I just taken the essence of it and found the application I found in the examination of the quarries, because you may taking the thing and also applying in the field, and ultimately you get the result. That is what I want to show you in the quarry photographs. Minimize what is our ultimate thing. Getting a lease is almost, it will take 2 years or 3 years, and we need to spend crores of rupees. It is not so easy, because people have understood so much of value in the quarries, and the demand is there for more than 44 decades. The material is in demand. So people have understood. They thought so many people are entering. This is the thing. So most of the quarries, without the knowledge of the wrong guidance by some of the consultants, they failed in the quarries, because failure rate also very high. I have understood. I made a study why this is happening, because we need to give a proper advice to the people who are taking our advice with the general this thing. You cannot sweep, you cannot say everything is a good deposit. It is a thing. You are not a geologist, you are not telling the truth, or you don't know anything. So you need to understand the deposit, then you need to give them the proper advice. So there only the role of a geologist. You can be a good consultant. That's a revenue making area. The advice on increase. See, ultimately, we need to increase the recovery in the quarry. Quarries are so many, but the recovery is very poor because of the structural and petrological variations. You cannot get a clean material with the everywhere. This is where we need to understand the gap area between the investor and the buyer. So they want clean material. Many of the blocks after exporting also they have rejected. So you imagine that the shipment cost and everything. So in addition to that, you have just stressed a little bit on the quarry waste management also. That is creating more environmental problem. So background, all over the world, shield areas are the best geological entities where vast resources of granites and other rock types are. You see, wherever you go, whether you go to any place in the country, world, the good shield areas are the best. Indian subcontinent, there is a potential area locating and exploiting such rock types. You see the southern granite belt or even the southern states, though resource-wise, you have got a very potential, but it is always the buyer's preference which controls the market. Because don't think that every granite will have the market. They have got some this thing. What is that? What is the design, color, appealing? So many things. Just all these things. That is a very important criteria. First, buyer should like it. With a simple this thing, if they like it, then only you can start with the other geological aspect. Sometimes restrict the demand to certain types of having special color, texture, dimension, amenability to take polish. All these things, even geotechnical properties also play a vital role because where the applications, because most of the people are now taking for as a building stone making the pillars and other things. They are making big structures out of the granite. So all these things where the application is there, they want the compressive strength, shear strength, and so many details before they put the foundation stones, put heavy machineries on that, and they export a lot of this granite from Chittoor and other places in Andhra. So this is one thing. There are so many applications, not only for the ornamental, but also in the construction side. Commercial norm, and coming to the point, I'm just using the word black granite. It is not in your geological book. It is only basic and ultramafic rock in general. And in the commercial parlance, the dolerites or dikes are called as the black granite. Multicolored granite is a different colors. It's a terminology, and it is used for the granite, anorthosite, cyanide, leptinites, etc. Leptinite is a thing that occurs in Melwood well, and this is a granulite rising. So all these things are grouped under multicolored granites. So at least more than 200 attractive commercial granite varieties are known in the world. Out of that, 80 types are identified in India alone. So you understand the potential of this country, though it is all hard rock terrains. If you take Tamil Nadu, it is 80% is hard rock, 20% only the Phanerozoic and sedimentary basins, which we have discussed. And out of that 80 also, everything cannot be used as such a commercial granite. So there we need to select new colors also. That is one thing. And okay, next. Sir, before I get into the subject, I am just giving you a thought processing thing. Many would not have seen the quarries also.
Take a phone call.
There are two categories of quarries. One is above ground, another is below ground. On the left side of mine, it is you find above ground a deposit of black granite in Dharmaburi district. And to my right side, you find a big mine in Ongole. That is a below ground. It's a deposit. Accordingly, the recovery, color, everything will change. Above ground, color-wise, a lot of it may be a light color, but below ground, the deposit, this thing is color is improving, and the defects are more. So this is one Ongole quarry. I will just explain that they have reached more than 70 meters depth. So this is one thing. What is that they quarry? Because two things they make gangs of blocks. Because most of because number of factories have come in India also. and originally it was sent to European countries and the China and other places. Now China is the main importer for us, and all these big blocks are called the gangs of blocks. The sizes, even super size gangs are also there, depending on the size of the thing. They make such type of blocks. Definitely, that is come out from the quarry. The value of the block is added. The bigger the size, you get a very good price, and the recovery also should be good. On the other side, you find small blocks. These blocks are meant for making monuments. What are monuments? Used in the cemetery. That is when they think where they use it, this type of jet black material and other things. So this is the thing that in between there is one more size that is called the cutter size. Cutter size also goes medium size. Those things mostly sold in the Indian market. See, coming to the quarry, you just I'm think you have to see if it's a below ground deposit, you will have an overburden of soil. It is in Ongole itself, it is 15 meters depth. Soil cover is there. We need to remove all the overburden, and after that again 7 to 8 meters things of boulders will be there. That also your recovery will be less. You can take some blocks, but most of the things are considered as the waste only. And the third stage, you are getting the sheet rock. Once you touch the sheet rock, it is the gold you are touching. So you have to be very careful because it is like a glass. We need to handle it very carefully without using the explosive. The originally people are using gelatin and gunpowder and other things. Now things have improved. State of the art technology is based on the wire cutting of the blocks. It makes the process very simple. With the thing, the diamond wire, these things are studded in that wire, and all these things cut very fast, nearly 5, square meter area it will cut. And another thing is, it will cut. Again, it depends on the nature of the formation. This Black Galaxy quarry in Ongole, it is a medium shaft. It can cut the wires will cut up to 800 to 900 meters square meter area. But in the black granite, it is such a hard, it can cut only 350 to 400 square meters. So also you can find the hardness of the material relates to the cutting. So all these beads, that is a thing that cuts the rock into this thing. So what happened once you are cut in the thing, we need to slide all these mass, that is called mass. With the air sacs, we pull the thing, or with the excavator, we pull that down, and it is fallen. On the other side, you find the mass. That volume of is more than 140 cubic meter, such a big mass. So in that, you have to do the thing. Yes, a geologist, if you are there, our maestries, they know better, and they will just design, just like a tailor, where to make the cut and where to think, so that the block is and the shirt cloth is optimized. So also, once the mass is fallen, they will decide which are the areas the defects are there, where they can open and like that. So all these things, designing we can do on the mass, on the open outside of the mass. Then what happened? See again, after once they mark the thing, then they will do all this secondary drilling with the help of this rock and other machine. It will drill fast, and line drilling is also done. So ultimately, they will put the expansive mortar, that is a calcium hydroxide, some chemical that is poured into that, mixed with water and poured in the holes of the drill holes. After some time, say about 7 to 8 hours, what happens, that it will expand and cracks will develop between the two bore holes, drill holes, and ultimately the block is sliced out, because we cannot use the explosives under any circumstances once blocks are identified and the area is marked. So this is one type of cutting, that is the disc saws. Just like a Mysore pak, you can cut the granite. So this is very fast in cutting, and there are drawbacks in this also. I will come to that. And see, after that, with this thing, line drilling machines and compression, you can split the blocks into that. And these are the recent technologies that have been come up. And this is one quarry in China. You see such a depth thing. They have used all these disc saws and the line drilling and whatnot. And they have got such a tip, because they could find market for any material and anything they can sell. That is an advantage. See, you see so many blocks throughout the country they acquire. If you go to the area, even some of our Nathan will really find it is almost a treasure house to find some of these rare type of rocks which he has found in South Africa or any places. All those things are preserved. Anything they will market it. So all these things, the wonderful museum wherein you can do a lot of petrological and other geological studies, beautiful and really wonder such a thing. We could not just imagine all these things. They could, because they take a lot of projects in US and other places, they can market it for so many applications. Next, you see, when it comes to the block is thing, first thing is we need to trim on the sides, and this is a stationary a plant processing side. I'm coming to stationary wires are with that they will make a almost both ends of the bread. They are just like that. They cut it and they just slice it. Next is the small blocks. They can use it for the multi-blade and this cutter and the gang saws for making the slabs. More than 120 blades or 200 blades are also there. They will, and it will take more than 1.5 days for medium soft material and 2.5 days for hard material like ilkal red and even tan brown material. Such so many they use this grit, steel grits as a media to cut it. So all these factors that will make the slabs ready for export. So this is the slabs, different varieties of slabs. This is from Krishnagiri, some area. You some multicolored granites. Once you slab and polish it, and we can enhance its color by using some chemicals also. So all these things have got. They need to export it. And another value-added product is the this type of monuments. Monuments are something very thing that has got a very good export potential. Tamil Nadu is known for making monuments and a very good this thing. And one thing we need to tell, because every buyer has got some special orders. If you are a musician or a guitarist, they will say you attach one guitar on the monument of that fellow. If he dies, so they will make one design and the guitar is made. If you are a football player, they will make ball on that. So all these things, the innocence of the person who has died, and all these things we need to carefully do it. Precision is very important, and the value addition is good. This is one area where we have visited this thing. This is an engineered stone factory wherein that is almost a substitute for granite. More than 30-40% of the granite is going out in US and other places. The countertop, kitchen tops, they were using granite. Now they have started using the engineered stone, artificial thing. What is that artificiality? Again, they use quartz. Quartz, 90% it is quartz along with some binding agents with the thermal compression and so many things. Any designs they will make it beautiful, and designs, exotic designs and colors they make out of this. This is one area. Even in Hosur, one big company is doing, and so many people. Ongol also. This is coming up in India also. There is one more area to locate quartz. Quartz is in great demand for this type of factories. So I have just explained the prospects of the geologists and the commercial aspects of the granite. Coming to the geological aspects about the thing, that is where we stand. I will tell you. See, I already commercial thing, including black granites, unlimited. Its exploitation is restricted. The market preference already told. Besides geological recovery in the quarry is the major concern of all the quarry owners. See, in a black granite quarry, with my experience in Tamin and in Pallava, we found maximum 10% is the best recovery in a black granite quarry. That means 90% is a waste. Otherwise, the quarry will be shut and abandoned. It's a failure, declared as a failure quarry. In the case of a multi-colored area, big sheet rocks are found, hillocks are there. They are 15 to 20% multicolor this thing recovery. There are petrological variation, design variations, so many things. So all those things will be eliminated. Only the clean blocks will be taken for consideration. So all these things. So in the selection of the poor recovery, one has to sustain the quarry operation. So in this context, the regional geology and its tectonic style have a bearing on the individual quarries and its recovery. See, you may say India is a big country, but each is confined by a tectonic thing. In Tamil Nadu itself, I'll show you one slide, how many
Kanishkan, sir.
tectonic blocks which Nathan has explained.
Kanishkan,
Each
sir.
tectonic is something very peculiar if it's color, texture, and the recovery factor,
அவருக்கு
especially the
நீங்க
structure is a
கால் பண்ணி
major
சொல்லுங்க சார்.
disaster. Therefore, the role of a geologist with good rock, hard rock mapping experience can help the quarry owners in minimizing its failures as well as in identifying the potential pockets within the deposit to increase its recovery in a quarry operation. Normally, not more than 5 hectares or small quarries only. Out of that, we need to find the good potential zone. Sorry. So coming to the occurrence, I'll just explain this photo picture. I think Nathan would have shown. See, I'll just broadly say, in Telangana, this is one area. This tan brown, huge lot of quarries are there in Karimnagar district, and this is the long linear belt, rosebud granite, starting from Ilkal. The color is not texture, red. This thing that is more than 4 decades that material is moving fast in the world market, and coming to that different commercial names, Himalayan blue, then fish belly, so many things, colors depending on the thing, and Sierra gray is mostly used in the monuments, beautiful medium to fine grained material, good for making monuments. And Anantapur area, you have these so many other things, chili red, so deep colors, but low price. And coming to that culmination is the Paradiso, that is in Krishnagiri belt. Lot of quarries where we have worked, and myself and Mr. Subramaniam, we have worked for this thing, and the detailed mapping, everything we have done on the commercial aspects. So all these things in the linear, this is considered as a treasure trove, the close-put granite, wherein the lot of activities and so many quarries are in operation. Coming to the other side is you have the black granite forms. I'll show you another slide. And south of it, you have the Melur, Kashmir white, that parts of feldspathic granulite or leptinite that is there. And you have the thing on the Ambasamtaram area, that is a white material that is called the river white. That is a very good demand, but all falling within the wildlife zone, and even environment clearance in getting, and all these problems are there. So these are the things. Maybe a deposit is good, but operation wise, there are so many statutory and mandatory clearances that is required. That also the responsibility of the geologists. They need to understand each and every act, and while preparing the mining plan, and prepare a comprehensive thing. And coming to the most valuable black gold, that is the black granite. This is only a sketch, schematic diagram. In the south of Kaveri, don't get the dikes at all. This is confined only to the northern part. So you can see a lot of east, west, northwest, east, south is dominant. This thing dikes are there, and in addition, north, south dikes are also there. So these are the things, north, east, south, different directions. But generally, it is west, northwest, east, south is more dominant in the northern part of the Tamil Nadu, north of Kaveri. This is a area where you have the Kaveri basin. So leave apart, and you have this. So in this, what are the variations? Same type, same age, 1,700 million years or so, Mesoproterozoic, as most of the others they are referred. So each dike, you may be born at the same time in different places. You may have born in this thing, but all on the same date if you are born. But the same age group, how it varies, how it, the color, how the recovery factor varies from one zone to another, that I will just explain. So the selection, the first part is I'll just explain about the selection criteria for a geologist. No grant should be selected based only on the commercial aspect. Maybe sample would have been approved, but in any of the factors, and it is only the geological factors that will sustain the quarry. Otherwise, only based on one sample of polish, you may get a buyer will say that I will pay $1,500, but once you operate, a lot of defects are coming. So both commercial and geological, we need to study each deposit. Any of the factors, if one fails, another also will fail. You will not get the recovery. In practice, most of the granite quarry owners, I'm not telling the fault, one has failed to understand the technical reasons for the failure of their operations. They have invested in tens of crores of their thing, but if they fail, they don't understand where they have failed. That is the thing we need to tell them, advise our investors properly. Therefore, the selection criteria of granite deposit for exploitation focus on two aspects. One is the market. There should be a market for the material. Another is the geological, whether the body can sustain this so much of recovery and good blocks out of that. Then marketing criteria, already I told you, mainly uniformity design. In those days, in 70s, 80s, and all these things, European buyers were there. Now it is mostly confined to China. They import a lot. That is the thing, problem in that. Even Japanese people also not coming. They process in China and take it. That is where the drawback of our thing. Japanese buyers used to pay a fancy price. You see, a black granite of Punam, 1 cubic meter costs 1,500 US dollars. Even now it is selling at a very good price, fancy price. And they call it, they want Punam is the thing that is brownish black in color. See, there is also quality, like Kanjivaram silk and Arani silk, like that. See, if you polish it, brownish thing should be there on the polished surface. That is called the noble black as far as the Japanese are concerned. They pay very good price for that. See, if you just the petrological clouding of feldspars and so many things are iron, this thing that gives that a brown tinge. And also other varieties are bluish background, and another is greenish background, and they rank next to the brownish black material. So buyers preference multicolor. Coming to the multicolor, they want exotic colors and design, export price, just like we change our the shirt and other thing. So much of variations with the design, any new design they accept it. So normal price is average is 450 to US $500, $600 per cubic meter, and they use mostly for the slabs and European monuments, German and all these things made out of these colored granites, Paradiso, Himalayan blue, and so many other things. Unique variety, and one more unique variety that has just like black granite, it has got a demand is the black galaxy material of Chimakurti, Bhutan, that is in Prakasam district, Andhra Pradesh. The price is 1,100 US dollars per cubic meter. So much of demand. I will go explain a little later now in this. See, geological structures related to the granite quarry operations. I have classified them into three. One is a favorable structures, which will help the quarry people to take the blocks easily. That is like these sheet joints, like this. So all these things we will split with a little force. If you apply, all these things will split, and that is a good thing. That I consider as a favorable joint. Next is the unfavorable geological structures. See, it may not favorable in the sense if it is there, recovery will be less. But it doesn't mean it will not give blocks. It will give blocks. But you, as a geologist, you need to do and identify the areas. See, normally in the black granite, this type of faulting, this thing movement will be there. If you make a strike mapping of the deposit, you will find there is a color variation. Suddenly, weathering pattern is lower. More weathering is there. Boulder size also will be reduced. Like that, suddenly you walk on that. So you should presume there must be some disturbance, geological disturbance. So identify that area. This area is a fault zone, a sinistral movement or whatever the thing that would have even 1 meter movement itself, it will spoil the deposit. So what is the thing that cracks will develop along in the fault zone? Fractures, not only fault, molds, feldspar things will appear on that. That is considered as a waste only. Pirate specks will come in this. All these things will indicate the fault zone. They out of the frequent interception of faults will be there, but in between area you may find lesser influence of this fault. So we need to identify those areas, potential pockets within the dike. It may run for 2 kilometers. Out of that, you need to identify the different structures and tell the quarryman or mining engineer or investor, you just develop this area and simultaneously operate in the potential pocket wherein you will get the recovery. So simultaneously development and production work should go. So that is why we need to plan every month, every week, what is the next Deposit characterization at every level of operation is a fundamental duty of a geologist or a mining engineer. Without that, you will not get any blocks. So this is the thing. And if you go to the multicolored area, especially Himalayan blue and other things, bands are swerved. Even in Syrah gray also, a lot of folding is there. So what happens? All these nozzle portions, you have the fracture cleavages. So all these places you find this quartz pegmatite impregnations. All these things, when you go to the selection of the area, we need to map and show this is a defective area with little evidence, maybe soil covered, but you will find well sections or so many things, studying the well dams, so many things you can make out a interpreted geological map that will give a thing, because you cannot ask the person to put a drill hole and do it, because any seller of land will not allow you to drill unless you possess that land. So with the surface indications only, you have to do all these things. And next is the low dipping is another major problem in the quarry operations. Especially in Ongole belt, that galaxy, that is bronzite, is exposed, that gold color specks will expose only along the foliation plane. If you just cut across the foliation plane, that galaxy will not be exposed. So you will need to modify your methodology in working and get the best recovery in this type of inclined low dipping plane. If it is a vertical, it is slicing is good, you can recovery is good. If it is tilted little angle, then it will be a problem for the masons or the mining engineers to reorient their cutting so that they will get the galaxy exposed. See, I told you closed space joints. It is a thing. It is an unfavorable structure. If the structure closed space, you can take only monument size blocks. Even then, it has got some value. Next is the fault is the major. This is one big quarry in Mettur. You find the material is in good demand. Slight movement, if you just go on the both the sides, you find myelinates develop. Some sort of a zigzag movement is taken place in this quarry of 1 kilometer length. So all these things, wherever that is moved, that area, it is defective. You have to understand, because you cannot give a lame excuse. Sir, this area, I am not getting blocks. Why it is you are not getting? There is a geological reason in that. That is to be understood. So another worst thing is the disastrous geological structures which we have seen, because people have taken in so many areas, defective areas, and ask them, sir, whether this area is good. If it is closely faulted like this step faulting, and shear cracks are seen, and totally crushed myelinites, tacholites, pseudo-tacholites are seen on the deposit, it is almost a crushed thing. You will not get the blocks. Even many people will get, sir, if you go next level, you will get blocks like that. Those Jamana chala gaya. Now we need to give a proper answer to the thing. It is totally a disaster. You will not get a single block. It will be abandoned, and it will create only an environmental problem. So this is the thing. You see the block boulders exposed, all indicative of the thing. This area is not suitable, and you correlate with the regional structure, you will find the answer for it. Yes, everything has got a regional application. So, impact of the structural architecture within the granite deposits. This is a very important thing, study. What is the structure is a very important thing. Material is in demand. Structure plays, if the foundation is not good, the whole thing will collapse. Maulivakam, what has happened? Such a big building, how it collapsed. So many reasons attributed. So also the quarries fail because of the structure of the stability of the rock, or the region is not favorable to quarry. So all these things play a significant to determine economic value. Normal geological structures in the dikes are mainly joints. In the dikes, mostly joints and shear and faults are seen. And the critical geostructural mapping. See, here, without a field knowledge, you cannot do justice. You can prepare a mining scheme or a mining plan with one linear 1 kilometer length of dike. Within that, what are the problems? You may be looking asymptomatic or made as corona is concerned, but once you test it, you will find you are positive or negative. So also, as a geologist, you are simply writing the scheme or a plan, you are not doing justice. You are not putting the geological informations properly and put the people and into trouble at a later stage. Critical geostructural mapping of the dike, demarcating the influence of the structural disturbance on the main sheet rock will be the key indicator or a basic tool to bring out the geometry of the deposit. Hope our friends and students will understand the role of a geologist. You should be a good background, the knowledge, mapping, everything. You can spend money if you have got the knowledge and properly advise people. Regional geology combined with the study of individual tectonic belt characteristics help to interpret the deposit more prudentially. You see, without any idea, if you are just airdropped in a place, you will not identify, you may find some problems, but we need to correlate with the regional structure. What are the things, why it is happening? I will go show with some example. Such a detailed study helps to demarcate the, ultimately what is that? Before selection in the thing is, you have to demarcate the defective zones and productive zones. See, I have done 15-kilometer mapping in 1994 itself in Madurai Melur belt, where a lot of problems and controversies are there. Out of that 15-kilometer stretch, I have just demarcated which are the potential zones, which are the defective zones, defining it. Because with this Melur white, that is the almost the leptinite or the thing. It is not the granite. It is a remelted product, anataxis, remelting of the country rock, and it has come out and the thing. And so also, so the thickness and of the band varies. Some places the mixing is not proper, black bands are there, quantitative mica patches, so many things. All these things we need to come in. And ultimately, you find some of the things. That map is the only map that is available in the prepared by GSI and submitted in the High Court for so many I mean the problems that is that has cropped up, and nearly 10 years the quarries have been stopped, and a lot of people have lost the employment with the wrong assessment. Okay, then such a detailed study helps to demarcate defective, productive, all these things. We need to do that, and accordingly, depending on the what is the thing, the investor will invest for the machineries. Each machinery, one set of machineries, minimum you require 5 crores of rupees. One excavator, one compressor, one diamond dressing, LD bore machine, and all these things. So minimum 5 crores investment. So all these things that will plan in terms of money and ultimate thing. So this is one area which I have mapped in Chittoor belt. You see so many fault in the material. Really, the above ground deposit. It is a gabbro. It has got some material. A market also $500 to $600. So what is the thing is, in between this fault, this movement, we need to critically plot all these things on the map. When we walk from here west to east, you find so many variations, and these are the one fault, two fault. So in between, there is a green pocket. This is the potential area. These are the potential areas. These are the potential area. Along the hill slopes, they will make one phase here and stop working on that. If you start working on the fault plane with the limited investment and with limited working capital, you will be totally disappointed. Where to stop the work, begin the work? That is very important. Your guidance is very important. This is the area you start along the slope, open the face and cut open, and slowly open here and merge these points. Ultimately, we need to merge all these points, because high wall development in the quarry is also a major concern for accidents. So all these factors ultimately is a cumulative effect. So many factors are involved. This is an example how a structural map. If you go and see any of the approved mining plan or anything, nothing will be there. Simply they will put one band. That's all. And no, the people will question also, because they are not aware of the implications of that. And the people who are sitting in the people to approve the thing, they simply go by certain things. So these are the problems which I need to explain, because I openly argue certain points, because I cannot sacrifice on the scientific ground. There are some truth is a truth that we need to establish. And coming to another area, this is the world famous unique deposit, bronzite gabbro, occurring on a very big deposit in the world. Yeah, you may get in Kalrai Hills a small deposit of near Karanelli or places. But operational level, such a in a 5 square kilometer area, this is occurring. Nathan sir knows it because this is a Shimakuti, ultramafic bed, gabbro, pyroxenate layered complex, and in that the bronzite gabbro is occurring in this pocket of 5 square kilometer area. See, who has done all these things? The enterprising entrepreneurs, they are going on taking the samples and tested and found this is one area where they can operate the quarries. So this is what the thing. Bronzite is exposed, as I told you, along the foliation plane only, and how they do it, we'll see. This is the bronzite gabbro, I mean black galaxy band block, and this is the black galaxy slab. The uniformity of the dissemination and this thing, it will get you a good price. But in this quarry, there are so many problems. I will explain because there are see, within that area you find a lot of black bands are intersecting. Each band, when it intersect, it will crush the gabbro band because this thing bronzite gabbro galaxy, so it is totally shattered. So all these things we need to identify in the beginning itself. These sort of thing, variations, disturbance that is there. You can see some fault movements, minor black these things, all these things are the defective pockets within the black galaxy band. See how the band is including into the quarry section. You can see so many things in between. The fractures have been developed. This area is a defective one, but we need to develop this. See all these things. You see some maybe few millimeter, centimeter thickness, some maybe 2 meter thickness also. So much of intrusions have taken place along the northwest, southeast directions or east-west direction that has shattered the deposit. In between influence zone only, they are recovering the block. There also the recovery is less than 10%. So you will see white patches are coming in that. So all these things are the variations. It has related to the structural disturbance of the area. So see the shear cracks, minute shear cracks, all these things. Buyer is very this thing where when marker quality inspector marks the blocks, they have to study the quarry first and where that block has come out, and accordingly they should match with the thing. They will get a first appearance about the patient. Then doctor will say, sir, your problem is here like this. So they, by experience, they will know which what are the problems which are associated, because you get the feedback from the buyer also. These are the blocks are defective, so you should be watchful. So like that, there are so many cases. Coming to the dike swarms of Tamil Nadu, as I told you, south of Kaveri you don't have, and north of Kaveri you have got so many west northwest. Most potential thing, more than 1,000 quarries in black granite itself is there. So many small and this thing. I mean, once when we are working, we were the almost doing a lot of work. Very good market. Every week there will be marking by the Japanese buyers themselves. They will come and do it. So many things. So interesting part and thing. And coming to the with that, you just keep that thing in mind, and I will get into this part. This is what Mr. Dr. Nathan has explained. What are the different rock types you get in Tamil Nadu? You forget about the southern part. This is that all these blue ones are the Charnakites, and these are the Migmatites, like that. So there are things in that you find the dikes emplacement. That is the thing. And what happened is I have just put now the boundary, tentative boundary of the Phanerozoic, where the sedimentaries are occurring. So this is the thing, Mr. Kumaruru, what he explained, the lignite potential zones of the Ramanathapuram, and this is the thing. So this is, you just imagine, in between, there is, they have differentiated our earlier workers, Gopalakrishnan, Venkatrao, and others. They have made a broad tectonic terrains of that boundaries. And this is the area wherein he was telling, Nathan was telling about the cyanide alkaline magmatism within that mobile. Some disturbance, the protons have come up in the age, they are just referring around 740 million years old, whereas the dike is 7,700 million years old, much older to the cyanide emplacement, the Yelagiri cyanide, Koratic, and all these three cyanide bodies, major bodies, carbonatites, which he was telling, and even our Jayagopal sir was telling about all these or atomic this thing. They have done a lot of work in that. So what is the implication of the scientific emplacement within the granite? I mean, I will just explain in a thing. Uh, Almost northern part, mafic dikes are key. See, what is that? Mafic dikes are the key dynamic indicators and represent proxies to study the mantle evolution, large igneous provinces, extensional tectonics, and supercontinental cycles. The magmatic liquids of intermediate composition are in place along the major lineaments and fault plains, shear plains, etc., which explain for the long and linear nature of the dikes. Cutting across the state, it goes at least two major sets I have explained, and west northwest, east southeast, and northeast are the younger one. And we have that the age data I have just taken from the literature given by Dr. Nathan, 7,700 to 1,600 million years. North style south dike occurring Andhra Pradesh Chittoor dike show 1,100 to 1,000 million years old. In Sankari Dome, where he has done a lot of work, some minor dikes of olivine basaltic composition are younger to 500 million years old, probably representing the Cretaceous system. This is only for academic interest, not for exploitation, that Sankari thing. Okay. Now, coming to the tectonic blocks, which we have explained and which was shown by the previous speaker and the first speaker. See, they have identified this thing based on this is not overnight. All these things have been done. Lot of work, lot of, you cannot imagine. GSI, there are pioneers. I have learned from them only the mapping techniques. Gopalakrishnan and so many. Sugavanam. They have dedicated their almost 6 months in the field, and they have brought out all these structural variations. I need to mention them. See, they have identified based on that at least 5 tectonic blocks. If you just take it, this is the Arcot terrain comprising the Viluppuram and this thing of area, and this is the Dharmaburi rift suture zone, wherein I have just shown the sign in the emplacement, and coming on the western side is the Krishnagiri terrain and Kollegal Krishnagiri terrain, and the north is the Chittoor terrain comprising Velu and Chittoor district. So here also a lot of operations are there. And coming to the south is the Moyar Bhavani Noyal Kaveri lineament, where we have also worked along with Mr. Gopalakrishnan, my mentor. And so a lot of things, variation, anarthite, and so many things. And in that Kattakarai, Tamarakarai, we have got the Veerappan belt. We have got number of dikes. Some of them are very good, and because of so many, I think the other side, Chamraj Nagar, a lot of operations are there. So you find within the terrain, the same originated almost material, how it differs, thing that is the geological importance that has got a significance on the economic exploitation. You cannot simply say, sir, that is not my knowledge, I want block. How will you get, unless you are in a better place, you are born and you have got facilities to educate and other things. So at least the terrain should be more stable to give that such type of end product. So that is why we need to educate all the investors. All stalwarts are there. They have got much more knowledge, and we need to take their inputs and bring out a comprehensive model which is most apt to, and for them to invest and recover the best out of that. Because wasting the rock, without that, you are creating more an environmental hazards only. So commercial, I just touch upon the signature of the dike each terrain, because how it variation improves. Background color itself will change, brown, blue, greenish, dollarite, and the material also texture, the composition, dollarite composition, it turns to gabbroid if you go to Chittoor belt, and basaltic variations, as I told in Sankari. Recovery factor also varies from 3 to 10%. Variation success failure rate in each rate of the terrain is unique. So mafic dikes in Chittoor terrain, northern part I take it, consists of Kanchipuram, Tiruvallur district and Chittoor district. Adjoining Chittoor district, Andhra Pradesh also falls within. Dikes trend mainly along the east-west, almost west-northward. Predominantly the rock type is Solinger granite and pegmatite. It is mostly the gabbro type. The failure rate is high in this belt due to shear fractions and color variations. Uniformity is not there. recovery ranges between 3 to 5% only. Mostly gabbroic and regal black. That has got a value. Dolerite is something noble black. 1,500 means this is only $500 to $600. With the same amount of machineries, with the low recovery, we will get. But we have to match with the because they are giving even revenue lands for exploitation. At least we can operate number of phases to make increase the production in those areas to match with the investment break even. The selling price
Kanishkan,
is
sir.
low. So this is a
Kanishkan,
simple
sir.
thing we need to understand for an investment. And coming to the orchard terrain, that is Viluppuram, Tiruvannamalai and Vellore district. This is a very thing. Viluppuram district is the almost, if you go to Japan, they will say Kunam. Kunam means that is a world known. It is like a ebony black of Sweden, almost the same variety that is there. Viluppuram, a number of quarries are there, all below ground deposit. Almost the trend is the same. Our country rock predominant, and here the country rock is mostly the Charnakite group and Sengi migmatites. It will cut across all these things. What is the commercial significance? That this is the main belt having the premium variety dolerite type with brown base. This is the uniqueness of this deposit. You need to do a lot of this thing, petrological studies, why this, how this, and petrochemical analysis. What are the things that contribute for the brown base color that is matching? There is a difference. $800 selling the same rock and 1,500 means there must be a reason for it, for which geologists can find an answer. Recovery, because I have worked in Punnam Belt for 3 years in Tamil, recovery is 3 to 5%. Even small block, they are ready to take it. They don't want. They are telling, sir, Japanese buyers, sir, why you are troubling yourself? You give this illeg, we will take it to Japan and we will process and we will get the best out of it. That is what they used to say. Here also, failure rate is high due to shears and fault. Fault is very common in this belt. Demand is quite high and price is attractive. See, the most of the, if you go to Punamal area or Salem area, you find it's almost a cluster of premium, monument factories. They solely depend on this material. This material, even small blocks or a thing, they take it. One container, they could not finish it, means for want a few blocks. So much of demand for this material, and they give a good price. And there some people are very particular about the Punnam black. That falls in this belt. Okay, then you take one site-specific study. This is one area of this in Pallava Granite where I was working. This is almost west northwest east southeast type. See, normal mining plan will show one linear band, one band running from end to end. That is all. That is the geology. But if you make a micro study, see, so many faults are coming, slips, so many things are coming. This thing. So you have to strain yourself. Even at this age, we are straining a lot. You see, what are the indicators? Green lines are coming, the shear cracks are coming, each and everything. Signatures are preserved. Not that it is any mapper will not miss, because and again I'm using Dr. Nathan. They have found out a lot of mineral deposits based on micro level observations. That is the role of a geologist. One should understand. Working in hard rock is different. Working in sediment rock is different. And all these fault zones will give indications there are some disturbance. In between, we need to identify a potential green zone where mass, so much of expectation we can make. See, one level, next level, third level, it will vary. Again, it will change. So identify the potential pocket and give a 5-year prognostication, because that is where they have to give the proper prognostication. What is the total amount of mass you are going to take out in the 5-year plan? That is the environmental consideration. That is a load factor. Out of that, how many cubic meters recovery you will get it? I will say less than 5%. But most of our schemes, they give 30, 40% irrespective of the thing and put the investors into problem. This is what happened in many of the cases in Andhra Pradesh. Recent problem is there in Bongol. So many things. So the thing, most of the people who are in this line, they are good in preparing the report, but they don't know they are not they don't bother about the other problems that will lead to final. What happened? You know that At one point of time,
Nathan, sir,
the government will measure all the pits and their volume calculate, and out of that, you have given 40% recovery in the approved mining plan. That percentage of material you have recovered. And finally, they will put you have taken permit only for 10%.
Kanishkan,
30%
sir.
you have illicitly moved. So what happens?
Kanishkan, sir.
30% value of the material, it will run to crores and they will put the penalty. You got this. See where the problem lies. This is what happening. So as a geologist at the preparation stage itself, you should be very cautious and do justice to your subject. And this is a, I mean, the Orchard terrain dolerite dikes, and this is one quarry where we have worked in Pallava. A lot of faults are there. If you go there and observe, you find the lot of defects coming. The recovery is only 7%. Then coming to the next zone, Dharmaburi Sutra zone. I told you the mostly Dharmaburi and composite, Dharmaburi and part of Krishnagiri. Cyanide emplacement, carbonate, 2 tons, same direction. What is the thing is, you see that there are a lot of above ground deposit. Green and gray lines permeate along the shear zones. See, I have visited a number of tamine quarries that Dr. Vallalar IAS, he has just asked me to make a survey as an independent director, give why the recovery is not coming. So with the team of that geologists, we have done a lot of work and found there are invariably you get the green lines. That is most thing that is happening in this place. So this is a simple geological map I have of the Dharmaburi belt, Alangayam belt, where you would have explained about the molybdenum prospects and other things. Mostly the cyanide emplacements, volcanical cyanide and correct, so many things. Almost Krishnagiri, it's a peninsula. I was telling about the Paradiso material that is a part of the peninsular gneiss complex, and so many dikes are in place in this Aru Alangayam belt. And most of the dikes have low recovery. And this spatial disposition, not the oriented and major cyanide. Okay, 757, I told you there are Yelagiri, Korati, and Samalpatti, and the older is the black granite. We were focusing on the black granite only. Located the cyanide templates that has influenced on the how it has affected and how this thing. I'll show you this. See, the deformations are there because even structural deformation and any other major activity like this cyanide implant, these things will be minutely, it will be impregnated in the deposit of the black hole. Much older deposits, even in the country rock itself, you can see the myelinite, silicon sites, fault zone, and all these things. Then coming, I have just to give you a small schematic diagram about this. This is the Yelagiri cyanide, Korati cyanide, and Samalpatti. We have taken 3 clusters of dikes where tamine operating, that is Satanur, Viranam, Tantram. See, this is falling in the Orchard terrain. This is falling in the Dharmaburi Sutra rift zone. Rift zone, and this is in the Krishnagiri, Kollegal Krishnagiri terrain. What is happening is, you find, we have inspected all these quarries with a team of tamine geologists and found these are the things with very low recovery. Shearing is more, green light invariably seen in all the quarries. Buyer will reject. If you dress it and omitting that green line, your recovery will be very less. So this is the area that Dharmaburi Sutra rift zone. What are these? Are the clusters you will not get it. I mean, that is an indication. You need to explain. You should keep in mind before selection of any quarry deposit. When you come to this Orchard terrain, the influence of cyanide, no, you are not getting the green lines within the body of the dike. It is only found in the fault plains. So the recovery is better, but cracks are more because of some shear effects or something. The recovery also thing, that is a matter. Green lines and the shear cracks are more, green lines less. So at least we can get some blocks. Once you go further east, Kunnam and other things, you will find better quality of blocks and with low recovery only. When you come to this Kollegal Krishnagiri line, because of the volcanical cyanide, this area, Sunjal Nattam and other places, you get green lines. Most of the things are affected. And when you go farther west, that is Bavanur, Devarmalai, all the Anjatti, where again they almost enter into Karnataka. There the recovery is good. Green lines are not there. Only these are the things. So in a diagrammatic section, I am explaining how the major Pluton influences our gold, that is a black granite. So all these things, you should keep in mind before selection. See, I was telling about the Sunjalnatham quarry. This is a Tamin quarry. You find the green lines permeating into that. People were thinking, and this is the area, and they are going on investing. The next level, it will disappear, sir. It will disappear, sir. And I told the MD, why don't you just put a few boreholes on this thing, and found even at a 20-meter level, all these green line and gray patches are coming up. So they have abandoned the quarry because they are answerable to the AG audit and other things. So these are the things, how best you can stop the quarry or identify a better zone within the length of green lines, restrict shear fractures, recovery 3 to 5, failure rate is moderate, selling price also moderate. This is the thing. And Guru? Right, I'm just closing. Okay. Then Krishnagiri, again, better zone, and you find all these places. You find the Paradiso and black granite intrusions, and these are the Moyar Bhavani. You have got some good deposits, but ultimately recovery is different. And when you come to the Moyar Bhavani, the orientation itself is totally different, and it is more fine-grained, and a lot of the joints are developing along the parallel to the Kaveri zone. So these are the things, and all these things will affect on the environmental issues of the quarry operations. You see the Krishnagiri and in this thing, Mongol belt and quarry clusters with increase in export local demand. So environmental impact is a major concern for all the quarries. And what happened? Waste management is one of the things which we are postulating this thing, and it varies because nowadays the consumption thing, each state has got its own, so they are not allowing us to make the end product in the quarry itself, M sand and other things that will reduce the thing, value-added products, and you see all these things in good demand. China, they are allowing up to the end product, and they are now, you cannot find any waste dumps in any of the things, even these groins and other things of the societal relevance, erosion, which Srinivasan was explaining, with all these things. Solid waste disposal, when we are doing the environmental studies in Salem, Coimbatore, we have identified all the most of the abandoned quarries for waste dumping with all the treatments, whatever that is required to prevent pollution and groundwater and the thing. And coming to the conclusion, value of the dimension stone granite deposit occurring within the southern hitherto unknown to many was made known to the world by the mentors of the granite industry during that itself. Today, its value has been well established, understood in the global market, and considered that India is one of the potential sources of decorative stones to meet their ever-increasing demand. Granite is not only generates foreign exchange to the tune of 14,000 crores, but also generates huge employment in the rural sector. The highlight of the presentation is to understand the importance of the geological formation, terrain-wise, severity of its structural damage in an area considered for exploitation, minimize quarry failures due to poor recovery. Environmental impact assessment and a management plan are integral part of sustaining the operation without any idle in future. The speaker acknowledges the organizers of this webinar, in particular Dr. Gautam and Charles Dana and the Department of Geology, for sharing out experience in this platform with the students community during this lockdown COVID-19 period. This is a great effort for wide dissemination of knowledge in the respective fields of geology by the eminent speakers. The great efforts of the granite industries in promoting at every stage is gratefully acknowledged, but for them the granite can be considered only as a building stone material, losing its merit as a value-added ornamental stone in the global market. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Kanishkan.
I want some one or two questions.
Kanishkan, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Kanishkan sir, are you able to hear us?
Hello.
Kanishkan sir? Kanishkan sir?
அவரோட ஹெட்ஃபோன் ப்ராப்ளமா இருக்கா?
Hello.
ஐ திங்க்
Hello.
Sir, he cannot hear our voice. That's what the problem. I was trying.
You can call him by phone.
Sir, we'll do it, sir.
Hello. Mute
Ah.
la.
அதுல மியூட்ல அதை நீங்க பேசுறது அவங்களுக்கு கேட்கலங்கிறாங்க. இப்போ இது வரைக்கும் கேட்டது. இப்போ அவர் கௌதம் சார் உங்ககிட்ட பேசுறாரு, கேட்கலன்றாரு பாருங்க.
இப்போ அவர் தான் இது பண்ண. நான் க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிட்டேன்.
க்ளோஸ் பண்ணிட்டு உங்களுக்கு வந்து அன்மியூட் பண்ணுங்க நீங்க.
இருங்க.
இதை வந்து அன்மியூட் பண்ணுங்க.
அன்மியூட் தான் சார்.
இது வரலையே.
அவர் இப்போ போன்ல பேசுறாங்க. நானு இப்போ
கேளு.
இப்போ என்ன பண்ணலாம் சொல்லுங்க. அவரு
நீங்க கட் பண்ணிடுங்க.
கௌதம் வராரு.
ரைட், நான் கட் பண்ணிடுறேன். நீங்க இருங்க. அவர் கௌதம் இஸ் கான்டாக்டிங் யூ.
சார் கனிஷ்கன் சார்
போலியே முடிஞ்சது
சார். முடிஞ்சிச்சு தான். தேங்க்யூ சார். தேங்க்யூ ஸோ மச் சார். சார் நீங்க ஜெயகோபால் சார், யூ கேன் ஆஸ்க் யுவர் கொஸ்டின்.
Kanishkan sir, yes, unmute. He has to unmute. His phone is his microphone is showing muted.
The question.
Sir, can you hear me?
Sir, கேக்குதுங்களா?
The host would like to have you to unmute.
Sir, கேக்குதா? Can you hear me?
Yeah. Now it's okay.
Hello.
Hello. Kanishkan sir.
Hello.
Sir, Kanishkan sir.
Talking to the phone.
ஒரு போன்ல
Kanishkan
பேசி
sir.
Hello.
Kanishkan sir.
கேக்குது சார்.
Kanishkan
But
sir.
வீடியோ வரல சார் சார்து.
பரவாயில்ல, வீடியோல நான் சார்.
வருது.
கனிஷ்கன் சார்.
Hello.
சார் கனிஷ்கன் சார் கேக்குதா சார்? போனை வச்சிருங்க.
Hello.
ஒரு மொபைல்ல பேசிட்டு இருக்காரு.
இல்ல, நான் வச்சுட்டேன்.
ஹலோ.
அவர் வந்து இதுல வர சொல்லுங்க, ஜூம்ல வர சொல்லுங்க.
ஜெயகோபால் சார், யூ said
மியூட் ஆயிருக்கு.
No sir, actually our கொஞ்சம் signal problem sir. Ask him to close the Zoom and come again sir.
Okay.
Yeah. Freezing. His line is freezing. His line is freezing sir. Actually his line is freezing. Ask me to close and come again.
கனிஷ்கன் சார்,
போன்ல பேசுங்க, அப்பதான் வரும்.
அதான் சார், நீங்க ஜூம்ல இருந்து வெளிய போயிட்டு மறுபடியும் லாகின் பண்ணுங்க.
ப்ளீஸ் ஆயிருக்கு அவரு இது.
Yes sir. Right.
Most of the talk time also the video வந்து freeze ஆயிடுச்சு. கனிஷ்கன் தனியே மறந்துட்டாரு.
Yes sir.
தன்னையே மறந்துட்டார், நேரத்தையே மறந்துட்டார்.
Nice presentation.
போயிட்டே இருக்கார்.
We have heard him so many times. Once he started means மட தறந்துட்ட மாதிரி தான்.
அவ்வளவுதான்.
Just going like that. அவரா finish பண்ணாரா?
அவ்வளவு ஸ்டஃப் இருக்கு.
ஆமா. So full of it's a masterly speech.
Yes sir.
ரீலாக் பண்ணி क्वेश्चंस ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகுது. உங்களுக்கு தான் பார்த்துட்டு இருக்கோம். முடியல. வாங்க உள்ள வாங்க.
காட்டுங்க சீனு, உங்க முகத்தை காட்டுங்க.
வராரு.
ஏய் சார், நீனே அன்மியூட் பண்ணிடா. வீடியோ ஆன் பண்ணு கணேசன்.
Just talk to Kanishkan. He is coming.
அதோ தெரியுறானே, கண்ணாடி தெரியுது.
கணேசன்.
கணேசன் அப்பா. First time we are seeing கணேசன்.
சார் வணக்கம்.
So second and third day I am attending. Only thing is today I am coming in front of you. Extend all my support to you people. All people are very much. I think we have done a very good footwork for this program.
Oh, thank you sir.
A marvelous job.
Thank you.
Bringing all the geology community together in one platform. We are spending this and then lockdown period in it a full-fledged, utilized manner.
Yes.
Very much thankful to you people.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Sir, connect பண்ணிட்டேன் கனிஷ்கன் சார் டாபிக்.
Sir, Jai Global sir, you can ask question.
நான் அன்மியூட் பண்ணல.
சார் நீங்க கனிஷ்கன் சார்.
கணேசன் சார்.
உங்க அன்மியூட் பண்ணுங்க ஆடியோவை.
இப்போ கேக்குதா?
Okay. Kanishkan sir.
Okay, போலி சார்.
Your presentation was just like a river with full of forces and
not ordinary river. It is like a Himalayan flow.
Everything is just
okay. I have got one or two questions. One is related to uranium and another is related to general.
Okay,
let me come to a general first. How do you compare these granites with Indian sandstones and the marbles of Delhi Fold Belt like Kishangarh and all? They are also supposed to be the best building stones. You know, the Parliament and so many structures are made in Indian sandstones. How do you compare with your strength, quality?
The marble has come and sandstone and other things were in presence in India long back as compared to the development of the granite industry, which is much later. Okay, sir? And it is comparable with the Italian marbles. And sandstones are the beautiful things that they make. You must know you work in Auroville and other places. And even, sir, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, we are hearing.
இது போயிச்சு, வீடியோ போயிச்சு.
இல்ல எங்களுக்கு வந்துட்டு இருக்கு.
Okay.
We are seeing.
இல்ல உங்க வாய்ஸ் கேக்குது எங்களுக்கு. பேசுங்க.
அது போதும். Okay, but totally it's a different type of rock and the price is as compared to marble and sandstone. Granite is much cost expensive, and even some of the white marbles of Rajasthan, it is and green serpentine varieties are much more thin. That is almost the volume wise export as well as the local demand is very good for the Rajasthan marbles as compared to the granite. Granite mostly it is related to the export, and local market they are cheap, sell only cheap varieties, which is not good. That's what I mean. Mostly it is export related, but marble is concerned both Indian and local market are booming.
Yeah.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Then coming.
Okay. I think, and now we are finding in many places it is very difficult to differentiate whether it is synthetic stones or the natural stones in many of the big malls and restaurants and all they are using.
Nowadays, most of the malls and restaurants, it is the synthetic, that is engineered stone. Uniformity, you can easily make out without any variations and uniform color, uniform design. So even the tabletops of the most of the hotel restaurants are made out of this engineered stone that is nothing but quartz. But ultimately, if you just look at the natural stone, that is not comparable. But there are some issues which we need to understand. If the foliations and other things are give up, if you spill oil on the floor, that color that is very difficult to remove, as well as the other polishing agents. If suppose if they in course of time the granite will fade, so all these things are there, but ultimately the exotic colors and designs are found only in the natural stones, which we can use it in the wall cladding, etc.
Okay. And you are talking about that Chimakurti.
Yes, sir.
And Galaxy, I have worked in that area. But there is a complaint. I don't know, it may not be. Your bronze sites after some time is loosens and comes out and the stone loses its value. Is it so?
It is not correct, sir, because more than 20 years the quarries are in operation, and it is not coming out like garnet. Garnet is the thing that in Melur belt that is peeling out, but bronzite is almost interlocked with the mineral texture. It doesn't come out. It is a primary mineral, that is the thing that is there, and the garnet is a secondary that you can easily peel out.
Okay. Let me come to uranium. There is one Rosing deposit in South Africa. It is a disseminated granite hosted uranium. Pan-African orogeny. Do you find any equivalence because your entire Tamil Nadu in your fingertips? So
I am telling you,
yeah.
Besides all these test quality, now the buyer is insisting for compressive.
I'm not talking commercial.
Technical.
Do
Okay.
you come across? Do you come across any granites?
Nathan sir must be knowing. Sir, Nathan sir must be knowing in Sankari that alanites and other thing that is called once.
No, I am not talking about. Have you ever identified a Pan-African orogenic granite?
Pan-African. Yes.
It is. They are called leucogranites.
Sir, that is what Melur belt. I think.
Yes, if Kanishkan sir wants, I can just supplement.
Yes, you can explain. You are the authority.
Yeah, it is exactly there are two things which Dr. Geological sir has mentioned. Two words. One is Pan-African and another one is leucogranite. These two matches in the Kullambatti area, which both Kanishkan and myself we have mapped. It is actually Madhubarna Rai and Dhanraj from AMD, they worked in that. So here we have the leucocratic pegmatoidal phase and then the leucocratic medium grind. The Veerappan Balayam, where the gem granite was working for the medium grind, that is what Tippu White.
Okay.
Tippu White they were mapping. What we got in Kullambatti, that is the pegmatoidal granite, where we have the HRE and the uranium. This contrasting RE pattern we have brought out and we published in the Calcutta seminar also.
What is the age of that?
That is 530. 550.
Younger granites.
Yes, plus or minus. If you take it, it is coming in the neopatrosite. That's a Pan-African. That's what
because
we.
So far, we have not
also AMD was working.
Any disseminated uranium. We have got one type somewhere in Vanaparthi district, but we have not got anywhere in South India. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, here this particular mineralization. Yes. Last week I had listened to the Dr. Biswal's lecture in Salem College. Similar webinar they organized.
Okay.
There only I came to know. Even Anantaraman and Sedaram of your AMD during geophysical survey they postulated a shear zone in that Kullambatti area where the mineralization was related to that. Yesterday they were showing the same line which was extending into the Godumalai also. So that shear might have. Yes.
Kullambatti is different. It is not a uniform host for hosting uranium. Kullambatti is different.
Yeah, but that uranium is there. That is the Pan-African leucogranite. That may not be the typical of what you are referring from other countries, but it is not disseminated everywhere. It is hardly, we have collected, for even now it may be visible after 30 years, every meter. Both myself and Kanishkan, we have chiseled. We have collected this.
That's why I asked Mr. Kanishkan. I found that just like a fingertips he has got.
It is actually Nathan's work. I was supporting.
No, it's a teamwork. But nevertheless, that is confined to a very small zone. It is not disseminated everywhere. That uranium.
We want a huge deposits of kilo. We want in a uniform body, just like a granite, which is without any shear or anything. We want a uniform, undisturbed granite or running into square kilometers.
Yes, sir.
Stop of type. So that's
happening.
That's our wish. Happening. But unfortunately, in Tamil Nadu, we do not have.
Okay.
Kanishkan sir.
Thank you.
Kanishkan sir.
Yes, sir.
Sir, you are showing that above Kaveri belt, there is full of dikes, and below that southern part, there was no dikes.
Yes, sir.
What was the geological reason for it, sir?
Well,
we can find.
Therefore, yesterday Nathan sir was telling.
Yeah, he was telling.
Different block.
He was telling. Yeah.
Almost suture zone.
Brought. Yeah.
That is a thing. That is the lithology also totally differs. Northern side it is mostly charnakite and migmatites. When you come to the south, it is mostly the condolites and charnakite interbanded.
But we'll still find charnakites in Theni area and all. You are shown there. Charnakites are there.
Yes.
But
Nathan sir, even in limestone quarry also,
with the latest age data and everything, the charnakites occurring north of this Palakkad Kaveri shear zones are 2,600 and older.
Yes.
Whereas whatever we got south of Palakkad Kaveri, it is all 2,100 or even the younger metamorphic imprint is only 550. It is the mostly a younger terrain. Whereas the dikes what we got in Atur or in our Paitur or in our Kunnam or Dharmaburi, it is all 1600 to 1700 mesopetrosite. Whereas we are dealing a Pan-African, that is a neopetrosite terrain south of Palakkad Kaveri, and it is more of a mobile belt. So
Sir,
there we do not have much of dikes.
okay, right. Okay, sir. Sir, one commercial question, something like not a geological question. One girl participant has asked it. How could this quarry field for women geologists will be useful? Is there any priority for them they can give, or is there any women geologists are working in granite field as of now in India?
Sir, there is no barrier for anybody to work, because some of the buyers, representative, ladies are coming and they are marking the blocks. They are even, if you take it, Rted Granites in Italy, it is a leading company in Italy. Their agent, Madam Sandhya, she is a person, she comes to the quarry and marks the blocks. Even in China, only ladies are coming and marking the blocks. They are not the against most of the people. They are trained, and there is no inhibition or ban for this thing. There are only you can become an agent for buyer. You can become an investor or a trader, or so many opportunities, avenues. It all depends on how you develop in this field, because that is one major mineral, commodity available in this country, in the southern part. So make use of it. I don't know whether this is included in your curriculum or not. That is also economic point of view. You need to think over, and there are potential. And this is a value-added course for our geologists, like gemstone studies and other things. Even Siddha course also we were contemplating. That is a different thing, sir. But this is directly related to the geology. I think our friends will understand. Nathan sir is a person who has given me a lot of inputs into the basic geology, and out of that I have just derived after observing the quarries and correlating the things. So that is a thing, because ultimately people are pumping in crores of rupees. If they are not getting proper return, that must be only the geological consideration or the environmental issues. Both are integrated, so both the geologists can do some justice.
One more question, sir. What is paradiso? What is
Paradiso is nothing but a pink pegmatite. Sir, is it a part of the peninsular gneissic complex? Sir,
Yeah,
Nathan, sir.
Yes, sir. It's maybe slightly younger, but otherwise it is a magmatized part of the peninsular gneiss.
Peninsular gneiss.
Time-wise, it may be equivalent to Gingy magmatite, but that particular thing, it is restricted to the Krishnagiri terrain.
See, myself and Mr. Subramaniam, one field season we have mapped and brought out all the maps, 325 square kilometer area. Out of that 125 quarries and other things marked, only 25 quarries are successful, 25 average, and rest failed because of the geological reasons, and which we have brought out. So if any of our people interested, next time I will take them to the field. Okay?
That would be a good suggestion.
Charles, you can ask the question.
Better taught in the field.
Yes.
The few 2 days visit or 3 days visit to the Kunnam and other things will be a good exposure.
They'll be exposed to the quarry also.
That is, of course,
one question from YouTube.
Lockdown is lifted.
One question from a YouTube viewers. Can you please explain in detail about engineering stone?
Engineered stone.
Yeah.
I visited the factory in China, and one Tab India is having a big factory in Hosur, and so also in this thing it is nothing but the process is similar to granite in the factory. They make put the grids, different sizes of the grids of the quartz. Chinese people, they want only grids, because all the pollution problem are left here, and they will carry all the big bags of grids from different countries, also from Rajasthan. One Baba quartz thing is there. They are exporting a lot of quartz. With the quartz, they just make the almost like a metal road. They make a slab like thing with some binding material, chemicals they use, and they make some designs out of that with some technique which I am unable to explain, computer aided designs, and they will just put all these things in the thermal, this thing are stacked in the slab like of thing, and compress. Finally the end product will come, and after that they will just do the regular polishing as that of the granite and size it.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you,
sir. Nathan, sir.
Sir, hope I have taken much of your time. Huh?
No. Already it has taken.
Because you are the only person who has given me more than an hour. Otherwise, 10 minutes. Ding, 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 bell.
You are the moderator. You are the chairman.
No.
Nobody
You
can
switched
stop
off.
you.
You switched off your phone.
You switch off your phone.
It was in a mute.
Okay, sir. Thank you, Kanishkan sir, for a wonderful
Nice talk.
presentation.
Nice talk.
There was a comment in the message that we have traveled the granite quarries like that. The presentation was there. It was a comment given by one of the participants. We have actually almost traveled all quarries of Tamil Nadu. So thank you so much for your excellent presentation. So far, we have seen every rock as in the geological point of view. Now we have seen it is in a commercial point of view. So, and I could say a new word called engineer stone. Now it is a new thing for us. So many people have also called me and saying that what is engineering stone. That is actually a news for this. So it's an artificial slab they are making.
He is having the same compressive strength, shear strength, and everything, but only uniformity is maintained. That is very good.
For your information, they have started doing paver blocks, tiles like things they have started doing. Within sandstone, quartzite, everything, they started doing it. And instead of mosaic tiles, they are doing that one. On all sides, they are getting polished and then doing it. Now it is another venture they are doing. Because whatever the stacks they are having, they want to utilize in that manner.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hello, doctor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Marvelous. You never bothered about the listeners. Our Gautam was continuously calling you. There about 7 times he called you. You listen your talk.
Okay.
It's
good we have listened very nicely. Nice lecture.
I'm clapping for all your support and other things. Thank you.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Dr. Kanishkan, sir.
At least
Thank
I
you for
see you in this cover.
Thank you, Kanishkan, sir. And on behalf of our principal, department staff, and students, and the alumni members, I thank you for a wonderful presentation. And you are almost taken half an hour extra time. So it's a good thing. You have spent a very good
One more
time
thing
here.
I would like, just a small thing.
Yes,
Yesterday,
sir.
Mr. Prabhakaran
Give
sir
him a
was
big
telling,
clap. Give Kanishkan a big clap.
That is almost similar to our granite is like this thing, because so many, when you construct a dam, what they observe is what we need to observe in granite field also. The structure and other things, similarity.
Yes, the similarity is between your talk and Nathan sir talk.
You know, interestingly, when I joined, I was inspired by granite. So for the first time, I have given a talk called Granite, the Storehouse of Uranium. That was my first talk in AMD. We used to organize the seminars. So this is my favorite subject. Granite, the Storehouse of Uranium. You take any type, whether it is sandstone or whether it is a vein type or unconfirmed, mother is granite.
But ultimately, our Indian this thing potential is less than 2% or something. You have told. Mostly it is related.
That's why we have to support all the energy sources. Have to come.
Right from beginning, he has got almost an eye over this your atomic minerals wherever he has visited the granite, because he has done extensive work on granite.
We will interact. Yes. Myself, Mr. Nathan will interact. There is a lot of common areas are there. I am very happy to. We can do a lot of work.
Yes, definitely.
Thank you, sir. Kanishkan, sir.
Sorry, sir.
I think you are the talk of the today, and I could say that Nathan sir that day presentation. Same time you are talking about the Nathan sir area all. But Nathan sir diverted.
To superimpose what he talked.
Yeah.
That is the
one difference I could find is he differentiated the rock names, but you integrated the name of granite. That's what I want to say.
That is a commercial term.
Yeah, that's what. Everything is actually excellently brought out.
I thank you for giving me
time and
opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
10 minutes they will give.
Kindly have IT in your home, all of you. Now we'll break up and we'll meet tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Tomorrow யாருது சார் நாளைக்கு?
நாளைக்கு ஐயாசாமி சார். நாளைக்கு
Okay.
ஐயாசாமி.
Okay, we'll meet at 10 o'clock.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All the participants. Thank you.
Good day.
Excellent.
Good day.
Bye.
Good day.
Good day.
Sorry for taking your
Good
much
night.
of your time.
No, it
Sorry.
was excellent. We never meant that you are taking more time.
Sorry, my wife is. What is that you are all? You are unnecessarily talking. She is crying from other side.
I'm sorry. Because I had to call his landline.
Okay.
Thank you, sir. We'll meet tomorrow, sir. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. Thank you all.
Bye bye.
Sir, shall I close, sir?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Charles. Yes, Charles. Yes, Charles.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.